Hey, it's the Droid Guy. You found the DroidGuy.com's YouTube channel, and this is a quick comparison video between Verizon's new Droid 2 and the Sprint Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone. And this is brought to you by the big AndroidBarbecue.com at AndroidBarbecue.com and AndroidSpin.com. Here we go. Let's get into the show. The first thing that we'll notice, which would probably be a win for Verizon and the Motorola Droid 2, is that the Droid 2 is the first phone to come out with Froyo, as you can see on the right, Android version 2.2, and the Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone, with Android 2.1 update number 1. We don't know if that's an entirely bad thing, but on this case, with operating system, it's Droid 2 for the win. Let's take a quick look at the display. I don't have a very good background for the Droid 2, but as you can see, with the Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone, the color is just brilliant and pops off of that Super AMOLED screen. So I changed the wallpaper on the Droid 2, and as you can see, it's a pretty brilliant looking wallpaper itself, and we have a clear screen on the Epic 4G. In my opinion, the Super AMOLED screen rocks. So for display, I'd go with the Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone on Sprint. Of course, we have to talk about carriers. Verizon, of course, has a huge network, and it's only 3G. Sprint offers 4G service in select markets. My market happens to be one of them, which allows for a faster connection. But we will do a speed test on 3G just to see how the two phones stack up. Okay, for this part of the demonstration, the speed test, we moved outside so that everybody had a fair advantage. We have the Droid 2 on the right connected to the Washington, D.C. server, and the Samsung Epic 4G on the left also connected to the Washington, D.C. server, which is the server closest to us right now. Here we go. Wow, so close. We have Verizon, if you can see it. Let's see if we can get a little bit better video. We have Verizon with the 2628 and Sprint with 2325. That is pretty darn close. On the upload, though, we have 884 on Verizon and 303 kilobytes on Sprint. Let's test one more time just for posterity's sake. And again, on the download, it's just about even. On the upload, though, Verizon's much stronger in the network, 875 versus 211. The download speeds, though, are very comparable. We got to give a little bit of a win to Verizon on this one, though, for having better upload speeds. And, of course, this is on 3G, and we can't compare 4G because, of course, the Verizon Droid 2 is not a 4G phone. Now, remember, these are just the opinions of the Droid Guy, and that's me. But let's take a look at the keyboard. Of course, on the top, we have the Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone. And it has a 5-row QWERTY keyboard, which allows the numbers to stand alone. It has a function button there to get the function keys. It also has cursor movement keys on the bottom right-hand corner and all your standard Android keys. Now, the Droid 2 puts everything in a smaller package. So instead of a 5th row, there's an Alt lock on the left-hand side, an Alt button on the left-hand side with Shift, directional arrows on the right-hand side. With typing, though, it makes it a whole lot easier to have that 5th row. In my opinion, the Sprint Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone, definitely wins with this 5-row QWERTY keyboard. For some of you, though, the size of the 5-row keyboard is going to be a game changer. So if you like the smaller, more concise keyboard, there's definitely the Droid 2. But the Samsung keyboard, in my opinion, is much quicker and faster to type on, and Samsung just keeps improving with their keyboards every time they roll out a new phone. There's still a lot more to consider when comparing the Droid 2 with the Samsung Epic 4G, a Galaxy S phone, and we're going to take a look at the camera, the video camera, and all that in future videos. But thanks for checking out this video, brought to you by thedroidguy.com, the big Android Barbecue at AndroidBarbecue.com, and AndroidSpin.com.